All right, welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. How you all doing? How you all doing? Welcome. Wherever you're joining us from, share the live for us. Smash that emoji button. We go hold until more of you join us. But good to have each and every one of you on the live. On the live, folks. Tonight we're talking about Old Boat Edghill. And we're keeping up with the Allicocks in Albouystown. Happy to have you all on the broadcast with us tonight. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Do we have any technicians on duty tonight? Do we have anybody? I look to the back of this. Might as well look to the side and the top as well. But great to have all of you on with us. Share the broadcast for us. Smash that emoji button as well. We are happy as always, and delighted to have all of you outside with us tonight, folks. Share the broadcast. Is it crisis I saw there? The names are flitting by a little fast. Good to have you, Jason Benjamin, on the live, of course. I see. Is it Miss Sherry? you all got these names. When you see the names, you know it's money, people. You just know it's money, people. Good to have you all on the tube, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you're receiving us tonight. Good to have you folks. We got some early birds, all right? So the massive Cub says our song is still buzzing like this morning. So Sonia, sorry about that. Anybody else getting us buzzing? Sometimes you got a big back TV, you know. So they know you got your flat screen. I know you got your thin screen, Samsung, Sony, 85-inch, something like that. Wherever you guys are joining us from, good night to all of you. Auntie Sandra, Deborah Clark, Paulette, Tracy Clark, and the folks that is buzzing. Guys, help us out. Buzzing. Don't ask me why buzzing. The guy said buzzing. You know? Great to have all of you on the live. Good to have all of you on the live. You know? When they do this song, the Vex, and we try to talk at the same time, we know we got a little reaction, so we got to shut up when this song, the Vex, is being played. We shut we mouth. By we out, say we shut we mouth. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. You know, we keep saying all the time. The corruption is so much. You only got to know where to look. You only got to know where to look, folks. And you're going to see it. The corruptionism. You're going to see it. Well, our brother Ganesh Mahi Paul, he's been looking. Right? The folks saying the reception's a little bad. We're going to try to fix that. We're going to try to fix that. But while we're working that, our brother Ganesh Mahi Paul, remember Pardon Ganesh Mahi Paul, he's been looking. And you see this old boat, Edghill? You see this old boat that Edghill bought and think he can sneak it past me? Not a bit of it. We're not accepting it. No way, Jose. Ganesh makes a point for us. Corruption too much. I heard James Bond say he ain't seen nothing but corruption, and he ain't. Listen to Ganesh. MP Ganesh Mahi Paul. Take a look.
The Ministry of Public Works, they bought a boat, the MV Hercules. They bought that boat, which is a third-hand boat. It's an old boat that sailed from America and came to Guyana, and Marine Inc. is the company, owned and operated by one Mr. Larry Singh. They paid close to $180 million or thereabout for that old boat. It's a tugboat. When they bought this boat from the gentleman for $180 million, it now becomes the property of the Ministry of Public Works. Ministry of Public Works now went and entered into a contract with the very people of Marine Inc. for them to operate the boat at a cost of $400,000 a day. So that's about $12 million a month. So Marine Inc. sold us a third-hand boat for $180 million and is still getting $12 million a month for the same operations of the boat. If the boat becomes defunct or it cannot work or it has mechanical issues or whatever issue, the ministry has to incur the cost. Maintenance of the boat, the ministry has to do it. All the company does is provide about 4 persons to work on the boat and pay those 4 persons, the sailor, the captain, and probably 2 other persons for them to be on the boat. Nothing else. Why is it that the ministry could not have provided its own staff that it has, that they're paying, to work and operate the boat just like how we're operating Macaura, Malali, Canoan, Sabanto? All of these boats are operated on the transport and harbors under the Ministry of Public Works. What makes this boat more special than the other boats? It could only be because they have to keep giving their friend money. They got to keep giving their friend, family, and favorites money. The ministry could have employed people, train them, certify them, and then give them the boat to operate under the ambit of Transport and Harbors Department. But you chose instead, Edghill, the great bishop, as he so believe he is, chose instead to buy the boat for $180 million and contract the same people and let them get $12 million a month. Isn't that facilitating wastage? Isn't that a part of corruption? Isn't that something that is not supposed to happen? And God forbid it's being supervised by a bishop.
The great bishop, over to you, James Bond, 007. And 007 getting old, you know? 007 in traditional sense picks up on these things easily. But this 007 compromised. This 007 gone rogue because he said he ain't see no corruption. Nobody pointing out corruption. But here is MP Ganesh Mahipur, my parliamentary colleague, talking here about friends, family, and favorites. Friends, family, and favorites. I see whom he said he's still in the washroom. You know, we mean business, you know. We mean business. This is the work of members of parliament. Folks, if you're joining us, share the broadcast. We're talking about Old Boat Edghill. Old Boat, Third Hand Boat Edghill. James Bond. Old Boat James Bond. This is the work of members of parliament. This morning we were discussing the nexus between the work we do on the ground and what obtains in the National Assembly. You see, Ganesh could only unearth that because Ganesh could see that hidden in the numbers, in the estimates of 2026, the national budget. And when you know what's happening on the ground, I know. I was in Region 1, quite recently with MP for now. We went to be, I'm in hostel in Region 1, Mabaroma. You see the condition of the place since we visited the time before. It's in a bad state. Decadence and decay, evident all around. People squatting in that area as well. An issue was raised in the National Assembly quite recently. Right off the bat, let me tell Adam Harris, who helps to pull this together for us and reminds us what is happening. Is the government going to fix that problem? They said care for our indigenous brothers and our sisters. In this fiscal year, $1.558 trillion. How are we going to fix that problem?
Amranian Affairs Minister Sarah Brown has announced that her ministry would be donating $3 million to the Upper Masrani for the Upper Masrani District Games. Her answer came in response to a question during the estimate on the 2026 budget. $31 million has been earmarked for the rehabilitation of buildings.
We have 5 buildings that we usually maintain, but this sum will go towards the head office, the Amrinian Village in Sophia, the residence, that's the hostel, and the Hinterland Scholarship Dorm, as well as our tertiary dorm.
In the run-up to the 2025 elections, Member of Parliament Sherrod Duncan and Member of Parliament Joretha Fernandes visited the Amrinian Hostel in Region 1. That location is home to Venezuelan migrants and children. The conditions are far from adequate.
Entirety, it doesn't, has never had, there's never been any provision, and there's not a line item for this for the hostels in the regions, whether it's region 1 to 10. And so this budget,
Yeah, but she has.
it's not in this budget. This would cater for the existing Amrinian hostel. As you know, it's a very old building at this time, and there's always breakage, and we have to do continuous maintenance. So this some caters for that.
Minister Brown said that the only hostel catered for is the one in the city.
So the one for the Amrinian hostel at Princess Street. Yeah. All we're doing here on the Capitol is we're going to be upgrading the cupboards to commercial grade cupboards. And for the new construction of the new Amrinian hostel, there's a sum, as I said in my budget speech, of $500 million that will be used to start the new building.
There are also requests from village councils in the hinterland.
This budget in its entirety does not support any district council in the country, and it doesn't have provision for any staff. Neither is there funding for any of the district councils.
We got something in there for friends. Ganesh just told us that. We got something in there for favorites. We got something in there for family. And then the other F, flatterers. I notice people take everything else. I notice people trying to co-opt friends, family, favorites, and flatterers. I've noticed that. They're gone with the putting people first. Oh, let me read something, the man. You'll come and try to teach this stuff. We can't own nothing in this life. So they're coming out with friends, family, favorites, and flatterers. I didn't think I'd need to put a trademark on this thing. We got to consider. Because you got thing in there for them. That's why the same people we buy the boat from, the same people operating the boat. $400,000 a day. But for the Amerindian hostel in Region 1, Mabaruma, they go down by Kamaka, you hit the waterfront, they go down the road, so that house, nothing in there for them. Nothing there. You heard the minister say. For the district councils and whatnot. But for friends, for family, for favorites, for flatterers. But you ain't got no truly leaves in there. For indigenous brothers and sisters who needed the most. I'm going to continue to follow these issues. We're going to continue to follow them. See? We got a couple of things popping. So we told you already about the old boat bishop. The old boat great bishop. A couple other things happening. Then we can circle back. The Allicocks of Albouystown. We can circle back and bring up to speed some of the populating folks on our dashboard. Some of the top stories we've been looking at for today. I like this one. They're telling us we're getting some digital payments. I like it. And look, listen, hold on. You know, us big people, we gotta stick together. I'm like here, listen, I'm tech savvy. Listen, instead of minding people's business wholly on Facebook, let me take a couple of minutes and let me do something. We take a 10 to 15 minutes every day and you go and learn about artificial intelligence right there. You've got the tools in your hand. On Google. You're going to learn about a couple of these things. You're going to learn about prompting. You know? Learn the thing. What's in? I don't like to hear how big people say. My fellow big people. I ain't to think with the I ain't to tech savvy. I ain't know much about this one. No. Don't own that. Don't own that. So when I see digital payment, Because in 2026, we're working smarter. We're working harder. Let the enemy work harder. That's how we got a skin on the enemy. I gotta get get back to writing songs, you know. We can let the enemy work harder. But we can be relaxing and chillaxing while they're working harder. We're working smarter. So when I saw these digital payments come in, commercial banks, three commercial banks, Scotiabank, Bank of Baroda, I see the opening of a retail office there. They moved from where they were at Avenue Republic. They're now in Carmichael and that new market. We're trying to see what that new branch looks like. When it's finished, Scotiabank, Bank of Baroda, Republic Bank, they're preparing to connect to Guyana's full national payment system platform. I just hope the thing safe and secure. You understand? And I've been saying, you know, Demar is my bank. One of them. You know? But it takes too long to send money from the bank to your MMG. And you can't even send from MMG to the bank. You got to fix that. Folks, whenever I'm lacking something, technologically, something like this, I know somewhere in the world it exists, you know. It's just that everybody's too busy thieving out the thing. Friend, family, parents, and planners. They want to make a difference in your life. You see, the thing already exists someplace. Someplace. You know, I lived in Trinidad umpteen years ago. The Trinidad's had the one card. Different banks, but all connected. You could carry that card in any bank and get your money out. Banks, DIH Bank, Citizen Bank. You can't carry their card every place and this body laptop. That's not to the convenience of the customer. You see? So when I see they trying to integrate these three banks now, trying to integrate digitally, all right, you're under something here. But we are work in progress. But based on where the world is going, look, we got to pick up the pace. We got to pick up the pace. Artificial intelligence, don't let it run away and leave us. This is the age of the thing. We got to pick up. We got to get moving as well. You know, or we get left behind. Plain and simple. Or we get left behind. So this bit of news I thought I ought to share with you folks. And our neighbors, Suriname, we want to partner with them. President seeks to partner with Suriname on a gas initiative. All well and good. Anything that improves the experience of our Guyanese brothers. No worse, is it? Not like what obtains currently. We're looking nice on paper. The accounts. Billions coming in through oil revenue. Hopefully gas soon if they ever can figure out the gas to show project. Hopefully gas soon. But the man in the street is the thing, meeting the man in the street. Whatever we do with Suriname, it has to be done to our benefit. So I see coming out of this energy conference, we call for an accelerated collaboration between Guyana and Suriname on natural gas development. But I want to hear but promises. Because I'm still trying to find out whatever happened. Whatever happened to the promise for the fishing licenses? With the wine and dine Santoki, yeah, we nearly spent $1 billion for Santoki still visit. With the wine and dine, we brought out the fine China and so on. And what we got in return? We still waiting and hoping. So I don't like this government like cutting ribbon. They launched the initiative and they claim success, but we don't see the return. We want to see the return. So if we're going in this direction, the return for the lives of Guyanese are better for it. Not just a few. Not just a few. Who can share the life away? over 1,000 of you on with us. We just in about 20 minutes in our broadcast. Over 1,000 of you. Are you fast? Who me say no fishing licenses yet? Will it ever come? That's my one. Will it ever come? And then I don't know. I tend to be very circumspect with religious events and activities. Religions are the word. I respect people's religion. I respect Hindus, Muslims, Rastafarians, Christians. I respect it. You know, a Hindu colleague, a lot of times during the break in National Pregnancy, she was explaining to me the whole concept in Hinduism of badai, trying to prevent badai. I thought how interesting it was. And I was thinking in comparison. All that she was saying, us as Christians, we know about the blood of Jesus. Break everything. Bad eye, good eye, no eye. Break through all of that. You know, but I respect that. I respect that. Here we have this beautiful season of Ramadan. I saw the president using the occasion. He is throwing shade at his political enemy. Because here the opposition, Azrin Mohammed, said that he was part of clearing the president, this Lamborghini from customs. He said, you don't bother with it, Azrin, I got this. And allegedly instructed different ones at GRA to watch the other way and let the Lambo pass. Maybe you all have big problems with that. People got Lambo problems and people got Flambeau problems. You know? Lambo and Flambeau, different experiences. And then during his budget presentation, leader of the opposition reading very well there, he said that he bankrolled the PPP for many years. Here is Irfan Ali using the occasion of Ramadan. He says a period when you've got to be truthful and honest and have integrity. But I dare say, not only during this very, very important period, but any time of the year, once you're seeking high public office, you've got to comport yourself differently. You see? You've got to comport yourself differently. Not only on a particular day, or a week, or a month even, but always. You see? A lot of people say they ain't getting in friend story. They ain't getting in family story. You see, from the richest of families in this country, they're not so wealthy in terms of money. Every family got its problem. You should come in our family and see some of the problems we got in our family. This morning I was finished with the show and I was just decompressing after the show this morning. And I was flipping through TikTok and so on. And I very catchy something. One of the soca songs is all you real people. You know? And I started singing. Woman and rum and woman and I hear my wife from the West Wing. My wife said, you better sing but wife and cheer in. Woman and rum, no? Every family got problem. Every family got problem. So in this season here, my Lord, we get the family problem. Talking about GRA. Woman and rum and woman. Talking about GRA. You know? Tax problems. Again, during the consideration of the estimate, the scrutiny, interrogation, we considered it, of the estimates. We heard that we don't have enough people, enough auditors for the oil and gas sector, this $1 trillion sector. So we not only need the numbers to afford us the capability to audit the thing well, but we need the people of integrity too. Not just Sunday integrity people, not just Ramadan or Christmas or Easter integrity people. We need people with integrity for any season and all seasons. You think you understand? So to hear that admission, and we are tribunal, and we can't hire some of the best people to get this thing done. The thing got to be languishing. It got to be languishing. We got to do better. So right now, at GRA, you got about 14 vacant positions. Principal auditors at GRA. So watching this thing for us. We're ensuring we're getting the money's worth in the barrels that are being pumped out and exported. Who is doing that for us? Who doing that for we? Who's doing that for we? You know? So this is an area, this is a gap we got to fill. Maybe, just maybe, this area is being kept the way it is for particular purpose. If you got enough eyes on the prize, 200,000, 600,000 barrels could slip past. How people buying 2 and 3 houses, 1 year, 1 term in government. People got 6 apartment buildings, house in Florida, house in New York. How are they doing it? I don't know. But I want to know. That's why we got drilled down in them. We got drilled down in them. That's how we're going to do it. About that, MP Ganesh, my Paul, you see, he's a little disappointed. Some of the argumentations that came out during the scrutiny of the national estimate of the last week. Here he makes the point. Not even he can. Thank you, Adam.
Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal praised the new members of Parliament on his party, but he said that he was disappointed with the performance of the new members on the other benches. Speaking on Nation Watch over the weekend, a podcast sponsored by the People's National Congress Reform, he said that some weren't adequately prepared.
The win new MPs for me did not really give any sort of posture for me to conclude that they meant what they were campaigning on, and that is holding the government accountable. You see, holding the government accountable is not singularly going on social media and putting out somebody's house or putting out somebody's whatever you do on social media. It requires you understanding the text that is before you, those 3 volumes that comprises the budget, knowing how to read them, how to ask pertinent and important questions, and how to expose the corruption.
He said that with time, there will be experience and improved performance on the part of the members of the Parliament. WIN is the major opposition party in the National Assembly. Meanwhile, Mahipal said that his party would continue to go into the communities to inspect the promised expenditure on projects.
If they languish in terms of getting the job done, it means that they're wasting the taxpayers' money. That has already been established in the previous budgets, where several projects have been delayed, several projects have not even kick-started. And perhaps one of the greatest findings in Budget 2026 that came out is the book reflecting that all of these monies were spent and the actual work on the ground is not seen with the naked eye.
Many projects to which money has been voted haven't even started. Recently, after years, the government announced that it was revoking some of the contracts. The most significant has been one for nearly $1 billion given for the construction of a well. The theme of the budget is putting the people first, an exact repetition of the elections manifesto of APNU. This didn't pass unnoticed.
We see a budget of $1.558 trillion, and we have seen trillion-dollar budgets. I think this is about the third budget that is in the trillion-dollar mark. And you have to ask yourself, were the ordinary people considered to be lifted out of the misery they find themselves in 5 years back when we did not have oil? Have you seen significant improvement in the majority who suffered without oil? And the answer is no.
There is rising cost of living, stagnant wages and salaries, and increasing difficulty for the ordinary man.
Yep. You know, they tell us that over the last 5 years, this government has spent $6 trillion. In total, $6 trillion. Is your life better? You know, local government election coming up, and they become the here and this and that. You will see program launching and blackmaking and this, that, the tar and the other. What is your life? $6 trillion later, is your life? The quality of your life. I ain't asking you if they build a road up, so a bridge over. Is the quality of your life, your children's life, is it better? I get a little feedback. I want to deal with a couple of issues with you. A couple of things I want to touch on quickly. Carnage on our roads and waterways. We got to get the policy. And then we got to get the enforcement of even what is on the books currently. Public relations. You know? On how to use the road. Slow down, please. Let me arrive alive. One family in the currency, they're asking for answers. They're asking for answers. 21-year-old Jagdio Bim Singh. He's an overseas-based Guyanese. His family calling for full investigation. He lost his life quite recently in a fatal accident on the currency. I should say he lost his life in an accident in the currency. His motorcycle, we told, collided with a car that was driven by an elderly man. And Bim Singh's father is calling on the authorities for this full investigation and whether there was negligence involved or any impaired driving that contributed to the crash that claimed this young life. 21 years old. 21 years old. Jagdio Bim Singh on the quarantine. And has been on the quarantine. What's happening on the quarantine? What's going down on the quarantine? You see this former CID officer, Criminal Investigation Department officer, Sion Hunt. Sion is 34. And he died in an early morning accident at number 74 Village on the quarantine. On the quarantine. Another motorcycle accident. Then the authorities tell us that motorcycle contributed to most accidents in this country. What policies have we put in place to try to stem this type of the carnage on our roads and our waterways? The other thing we look at consistently, violence against women and girls in our society. And here, from covering the news to becoming the news, then seeing cameraman found himself in that position quite recently. He was at the Georgetown Magistrate Court. He tell us National Communications Network in Florida, NCS. He was arrested after police discovered a suspected firearm in his possession. What kind of firearm to court? What are you doing with it there? You know, we told he was covering the extradition proceedings involving opposition leader Ashid Mohammed when the object was found in his possession. The investigation has since been launched. But while that is happening on that side too, but that's happening that side, as we're talking about firearms, let's peep into this family issue of the Allicocks of Albouystown. Because one of their family members was also involved in a firearm issue quite recently. You might have seen this story circulating and percolating on social media. The epic fight in Albouystown. Shots are fired. Family seems torn apart. A long-standing, long-running feud there in Albouystown. Here is part of that incident which took place by this in Albouystown. Just a brief clip. Brief. And more recently, two of the family members who were involved here appeared, I think, on Big Smith News Watch and share part of their story, their involvement in this incident. Take a look.
Good day. My name is Devon Allicocks. I'm from Albouystown, 26 Street, Albouystown. And the day that when this scene occurred was the 12th of February. I will get up my morning and I explaining to my brother Leonard Allicocks that I heard the accident happen and the person tell me that it's red woman's my cousin Nikita Allicocks. So I tell my brother, so was kite sold by is Nikita got in the accident. So why is stolen in there? Somebody go and tell you that I talking her name. Like I talking her name, but it wasn't nothing. It was Tection tells you that I talking things about you, but it was nothing in the start of that. It was an accident I was speaking, that what she got in, I was telling my brother about. But she misinterpreted somewhere and she come and she started bruising. She wants everything all in my house. You get me? And when she shy everything in my house, I take it there, me do nothing. The next day she come again, rowing. And then I said, by there, I left body station and I make a report. I think that was the 12th of February. And when I done make the report, I come home and I come back and she fiancé and she booked me up at Charlestown, opposite from Carmel Secondary School. And he told and tell me that one nonsense I talking about the fiancé Nikita. And I told him, say, brother, me speak nothing about you fiancé. He was telling me, brother, was explaining to me, brother, that she got in an accident. And she feel like I talk something about her. And then she man ups me and tell me that you gonna see what I do to you. You getting disrespectful towards you if you tell me that when he jog me, he can drive over me, shoot me. So I went at Rumville police station and make a report. And from there now, the 14th on Valentine's Day, me and my wife and my mother, we went up to Amazon Mall and we pick up a phone. And on the way back, I was heading at my home. And Nikita Allicocks pick up my wife and start telling she some disrespectful words and had exchange of words. And try for meeting base, I go and tell my uncle that watch Nikita disrespecting my wife. And my uncle pick up Nikita Allicocks and tell her, what you did running nice, why you coming with your devilish behavior, why you seeing this man wife and troubling she? He maintain balance as my uncle and he start fires in she. And as he fires in, she ain't like how her father was fires in she about my wife. It makes her become more perturbed. So I told my wife, go in by me with me mother. I will come in there. And as a guy in heading away now, back to Hill Street, days for pass back them now. Forgot to Hill Street. While I was going to Hill Street, the boy asked me if you want to fight. So I said, brother man, me fighting, but if you want to fight, we could get a fight. Frisky, you know, we got get no weapon or nothing. And we had a fight, we had a scuffle with one another. On the lines of that,
weapon.
He shout at me knows well, but I get a joke, but after then, when I go home and I sit down, I feel like I got this joke. And then I go back at the station. Then they tell me that I got to go to the hospital. And on the way to at the hospital, waiting for doctor check me up and see what's the happenings with me, I saw my brother coming in with gunshot wounds.
Yeah, yeah. If you're now joining us, this is the epic fight that we spoke about. That is just part of the footage that we have. You did hear the gentleman, Devon Allicocks, calling him the Keita Allicocks. She's a troublemaker. You know, they say every story got three sides. They got me side, you side, and the side we know but yet. And I remember when I was studying law as an undergraduate, you always tell us, hear the other side. That's actually a principle in law. Hear the other side. We caught up with Nikita earlier today. She wanted us to hear the other side. She wanted the public to hear her story. But she said they got more on the pits than in the mouth. As it in the mouth. You know this thing. And how it goes. Now, I want to warn you. Not a couple of experiences you are going to hear. Now, give up. There was raw emotion being expressed. This family, being torn apart. It says, he's innocent in all of this. This is her.
From work one day, I can't recall the day, the time, but I go in my house and I was going about doing my normal chore, like preparing to send them children after school the next day, cut up to get up early to cook. As I finished my chores, I went on my bed and I was lying on my bed. My daughter by the name of Kinaya came in running, "Mommy, mommy, somebody and Granny have it out in a yard." When I come out of my bed and I went in the yard, I was getting to the bottom of the story, which I overheard that my cousin Devon Allicocks have a stepson by the name of Christopher. Christopher ain't related to we by blood or anything. He's just my cousin's stepson. My cousin married to his mother, Dirani Allicocks. When I went in the yard, I overheard that Devon saying how his family ain't supposed to fuck the girl. So when I get to the bottom of the story, I overheard that Christopher girl see my brother, like him, and she leave Christopher and she move on with my brother. So it bring a whole story because according to what I know, the girl have a child for Christopher and Christopher's mother did want the girl to marry him. Then move the girl out from where she living and bring she to way. My brother went in the army, came out. The girl saw my brother, she like him. My brother ended up started dealing with she. It started bringing one whole confusion that I didn't even know all this going on until the day I ended up in the yard. While in the yard standing with the whole commotion that was going on, the Rani was cussing my mother. How she big, she fat, she sour, she slabby, and in nobody rated sense, the one stand up and let nobody disrespect the mother because she mind me, she go through the struggle with me when my father go in jail 2009 with the murder with Wendell Tappin that happened in Hill and James Street. So being a stand up and let nobody disrespect my mother, in that case I intervened in the problem. I mean, the Rani had an exchange word whereby she told me, "You want to fight?" I say yes. We go for scuffle. People in the area that was standing watching the fight part. The problem coming it done. A night I was riding, I pulled my front brakes and my bike pelt me over. I had a little injury on me arm, on my foot, and I went in the yard to my brother with him his live to ask if a couple nail to nail up my banister because I can't walk properly in the banister leaning. So I just went to my brother to get a couple nail, a couple hammer. My cousin by the name of Devon Allicocks saw me. The Rani Allicocks, there's the wife, come. When she come out, look, we get with Karma, we not to do them nothing. Karma is a wicked bitch. So I turn and tell you sick and that thing a young old baby, nobody. Anything can happen to anybody. Don't dig a hole for one, dig it for two. And the bruises start with me again. Well, eventually me mother them come. We had an exchange word. It finished there. I leave, I go home. On the 14th of February, I was braiding my daughter hair. It had a girl over the road was braiding her boyfriend hair. And I know if she saw this video, she will know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to call her name, but she was braiding her boyfriend hair over the road. And I was troubling her and telling her, "Precious, you take away my hair walk. Now you make I can't get no more money. You're going to plait me customer hair and we just skinny with it." And my eyes was over there. Anyway, in the midst of the apps now, the Rani and Devon was passing. They was stand up. I was sit down and them was passing over the road. Remember they watching at the girl in the same direction and passing. So the Rani think I was watching at her, turn back. So I do back the same. She said why she walking, anybody could watch any fucking way, and I said back the same, anybody could watch any fucking way, there's me, She started, cause I started, cause we exchange word. Devon Allicock run to my father, which is Randolph Allicock, and call him out. Uncle come, I don't know what he was telling daddy, and daddy now was the elder for the family. Instead of he come to make peace and ask X, Y, Z, what's not, he come out, you stinking mother scuntol, you're the devil, you're the demon, cause he don't like me. He have 5 children out of all 5, my father don't like me. I don't know for what reason, but one day I would like to ask me father, why do he so bad in life that he don't like me? Cause I could recall 2009, the murder with Wendell Tappin. How the hard we punishing wrong there when we father go in jail and left we. Anyway, long story short, Mr. Duncan, when daddy come out cussing out, Devon Allicock, ain't had enough for daddy cussing. Passing, I still sit down arguing with them why they're braiding my daughter here. Passing, nobody doing me fucking wife, none of guy now dying for shit. See the guy that come for Platty here. Turn and say, nobody doing this girl nothing neither. You understand me? He was to the guy, you want a 5 minutes? The boy say yes. When the guy came off his bike to fight, when I saw the fight bring me back to 2009 when Wendell Tappin was murdered. When I was over the road sitting playing Dolly House. Just exactly what was done to Wendell Tappin was done to that guy. My father, before he go make peace with the fight, he pick up a big wood, he run and he lash the guy in his head. My cousin Kevin was going to Kevin Allicock was going to hold a guy by his hair. I run and I hold on upon him, he had a scuffle. When me scuffle done, he told me, you lose me here, I tell you, you lose me here. I lose you here. When I turn back, Psyche got his knife upon the by neck. I snatch it out here, and Psyche is Leonard Allicock that claiming that he gets shot. The left, they went to the station, they bring 3 van load of police. I have video with Kevin Allicock take out his gun. I have video with the whole fight. They put it on Big Smith and they clip out only my part with a knife. They paint my picture black all over. Like them is the perfect setter Allicock in Albouystown. Who knows the Allicock in Albouystown knows what they be and what them is. Them in have no good character. They was labeled as the Hot Skull Gang back in 2001. Long story short, Mr. Duncan, I went to the station, 3 van load. I trying to explain to the police my part. He said, turn and tell me 6 person come and make a report for you. So I said, well, I'm here, me running, it's family. We start getting down to the bottom of the story, what caused the story, what's not. The police officer say, you go up on the bench and sit down. Devon Allicock was talking with the police officer. And the police asked him, do you want to process this matter to go to court? He said, no. The police said, what you want to do? He said, he need this girl and his wife to stop being in an argument every time they see one another. The police give you some advice, which by, he told him, you can go to court and apply for restraining order for the young lady. The officer left, they went outside, he went away with his wife. My father also said he don't want to make no allegation against me. He left and he went to the station, me alone left in the station. I sit down, me and the officer talk. He give me 1 or 2 advice. He tell me when you go home, have none to tell them. If you can get a place to move from wrong, your family move cars. Mr. Duncan, this is not a problem with me family going on now. As long my family them have something against me, I don't know for what reason. I leave and I come home back out the station because I tell the police, I say, sir, you can't lock me up his family matter. Who know the Allicock family know them. Sir, if you find one report in here with me arming anybody in Albouystown or getting in any conflict with the law, charge me. But if you run Google and you Google the Allicock brothers them, you're going to see what them be and what them is. So the day into the fight, it bring me back to 2009. What was done to Wendell Tappins? They was trying to do to the guy. And I couldn't stand up to see y'all do a stranger though. Me and my brother, alongside with my sister, intervene in the problem. Was 3 against 4 or 5. Kevin Allicock now, he not enough for it. He pull out his gun, by in the air. When they bring the police to me, I explain to the police and tell the police, in no way Kevin had no right pulling out his gun and shooting it. He raised up his jersey, he pull out something and say he's a firearm holder. I said by rights nobody wasn't no harm or no threat to you, Kevin Allicock. Why was the gunshot bust? Okay, when they done beat the boy left and go away. I never hear back from the guy. Me make no contact with you or anything because I shame. How would you like to know you meet a man, date for deity, and you carry wrong in your neighborhood for your family, them beat you. And then people on the road got telling you, them is dangerous family, they would beat you and kill you, don't go back there and all them things. Suppose now we had opportunity for a single mother like me with 2 children, Mr. Duncan. Suppose now that he had opportunity for me. This is the knife that I take from him. This same knife. Now when I get loose out the station the night, I came home. Was like around 5 something, I into 6 o'clock I get loose. When I came back to there, my father was still cussing me. I have video with my father with axe in his hand telling me he gonna lash in my head, he gonna chop open my head. And me and he in the heated argument. Me and he cuss Mussy from 5:30 till to Mussy but going into 8, 9 o'clock in the night. My mother come, she called me in. She said, Nikita, come. She starts sitting down and I already don't answer your father and with the Bible and say, and she arguing and I tell her what the Bible says. She telling me what the Bible says.
Yeah. That's part of the story there being told by Nikita Allicock, who professes her innocence in this matter. So she don't know but any shooting. She don't know but no stabbing. He merely intervened, helped someone who was being harmed. Folks, which family doesn't have this problem? Clearly this family needs a lot of help. Pray for them. Pray for them. Lot of issues there. I hear a lot of you in the comments say, this story, that story. You know, that's going to do it for us tonight, good folks. You who tuned in tonight, Marlon, and I see we got Bantu and Dion, and we got Humi, and we got Savage, and we got so many of you who joined the broadcast tonight. Smash that emoji button for us. Share the live. That's our time tonight. And that's our broadcast. So if you want to see the entire interview we did with this young lady, Nikita Allicock, we'll post it on our YouTube channel. And you guys will have the entire interview, your consumption. That's going to do it for us. We said that's our time. Sparkle and Brenda and Alita, Patricia, Angela. I see we got Petula with us, Spinell and me and all the others. Thanks for joining us this evening. That's our time, folks. Smash that emoji button for us if you come and you view the broadcast here in on demand. Share the live as well. Share the broadcast as well. We're going to see you guys on the next one. That's our time and that's our food. Stay tuned.